Hi friends, this is Barbie Daily with Rural Life in the Valley. Today I am going to bring you something new. In a way, it is a new hashtag to me. It's called Flip Through Friday. And what I'm going to do is I have finished up my Fairycore index cards, the altered index cards. And so I want to show you the last 6 that I have created and then do a quick flip through all of my cards. Now, Fairycore Challenge was hosted by Polly's Pretties and Coloring last February, and I am just slow and I just finished it up. But I will put her channel link below if you'd like to check it out and see what that was all about. And then the new challenge to me is called Flip Through Friday. It was formerly hosted by Harmony's Creations 3289, but now my good friend Gwen of Gwen the Trash Witch has taken over hosting this fun challenge. And what it is it's called Flip Through. So you can have a book or a magazine. In my case, I'm doing index cards. Maybe you might have a journal, just different things. You can look through the hashtags to see what they've been all about in the past. This is something new for me. So let's get started. This may be a bit of a long video. What I'm going to do is I am showing you the last 6 cards that I made, the ones that you have not seen. So if you don't want to take the time to go back when I flip through the other cards, that's fine. And I will do them at the end. So I have 6 cards for you today. So let's get started. So you might remember that I had skipped around on the Fairycore and not done them numerically in sequence. So my first day is day 11 and the prompt was sparkle. And this is my sparkle card. I have this pretty image of a fairy looking into the mirror. And then look closely and you can see there are little elves. Let me get this up close to you. There are little elves peering over, and there's one right here. And then on the mirror, I have these pretty different colored stickers from the Dollar Tree. I use the Wink of Stella all over for a soft sparkle. I use washi tape up here, and the stars are stickers. I use the unicorn, what is that called? I have to look at it. Stickles. Unicorn stickles. I see I have a shadow here in my light. So I think that's pretty much what I did. Get washi tape down below here too. So at the end of the video, I will put some still shots up for you to have a closer look if you like. So that was day 11. And then day 12 is foxes. I'll hold it up close here for you for a minute and then put it down. So I thought since it's foxes, it needs to be a woodland scene or a forest scene. And I have the woodland, the background papers from a calendar that I ripped and used different areas of the picture. And then I had some cute little stickers of foxes. I think I might have gotten those at Hobby Lobby. And then I have this pretty fairy, and she's sitting on a branch, and she has a little owl friend. And then we have stars that are looking through the sky, into the forest, from the forest up to the sky, I guess. Some leaves falling down, and just a nice woodland scene. There you go. Okay, so the next one is day 13, and it was a map. And this one I thought was so clever of me, haha. Okay, so here is this beautiful image. You know, I've gotten most of my fairy images off of Graphics Fairy. They have just had some really great ones. And so this image of the fairy is she's flying through the air on a butterfly. And down below are flowers, and from these flowers on up was a whole page. So I really didn't do too much except add the sparkles to it. And then I added a little bit of, right here, of another piece of paper that kind of went with this. But what is a fun thing about this little scene is the fairy is flying away, but she is holding a map. And do you know where the map takes her to? Well, of course, to the beautiful valley where all the other fairies are. So she's flying through the clouds on top of a butterfly. I just thought that was so cute. Okay, our next one is day 14, Fairy Notes. And on this one I had a really nice piece of scrapbook paper that had a song written on it. It's about a rose, talking about finding a rose, finding a beautiful person, I believe. And it already had the leaves and things on it, but I did cut out a rose and went over it with watercolor pencil and some gel pens, a little butterfly sticker. And then my fairy here is playing a harp, and it looks like it's made from reeds. So I put this up close to you. I did a little bit of inking right along the edges here. It's pink ink. I don't remember the name of it. I'm not too familiar with my inks yet, but that kind of brought it all together, I thought. Okay, and then my next one is Fay Wine. So this one is kind of fun. So I thought, oh, how do I do something about fairy wine? Well, fairy wine is something special and magical. Well, what happened here in this little scene is, here's the fairy's house. Here are two little elves. There's one that's kind of sleeping or passed out on the tree stump, and here's one hiding behind the house. And this little elf drank some of the fairy's wine, which here he's holding a bottle and here it's drained out. Well, after drinking it, he looked up and he saw the fairies, but they had all turned into flowers. They were fairy flowers. We'll put it down. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit for you. So what I did, let's see, oh, I added an owl on top of the tree stump. And then I put some beads on the flowers. Had some extra flowers and mushrooms here. So this was sort of collage. There was a scrapbook background paper and the house was a sticker and the mushroom stickers. So, and the owl was a sticker. Okay, one more for the new ones. Day 27 is Fairy Ball or a dance. And I found this really cute picture as a fairy is dancing in the woods, and her special guests that are dancing are little rabbits. They're also at the fairy ball, and there is a little boy. It doesn't look like he's an elf, but he's playing the flute for her. I used some background paper, just other paper here, and then the flowers that you see around here, that was made with punches, flower punches, paper punches, and then also along the edge here is some washi tape and it's crystals. And I just found that after I did my crystal pages a while back. So that is it for the Fairycore of the new ones. So I just want to thank Polly once more for bringing us all together to make that. It was so much fun. So next I'm going to flip through the ones I've already. Now, I did forget to tell you how I got the picture on that page onto the index card. I actually took a photo with my camera and then I airdropped it to my computer and I put it over onto my Pages program. It's like a word program for Apple. Then I was able to either enlarge or make it smaller and then print it out and put it on the card. So that's how I did it. Let's get going. So my first one, I think I'll just start with the stack here. This was Pathway. The next one, it might be, is the Fairy Door. Yeah, I'll do it a different way. Okay, there's a Fairy Door. And then the next one is a Mushroom Ring. And the next one is Water. These are the prompts that we were given. So this little girl is sitting by water that's reflecting. And the next one, the prompt is Roses. Let's see, how does that go? There, sorry. Okay. And the next one was a frog. And the next one is a lantern. And the next one is a fairy moon. And here is a fairy flying on a dragonfly to see the moon. And these mountains are actually the mountains covered with snow that are from my view, from my porch. The next one is a buffet of sweets, little tea party in the woods. The next one is mushroom or fairy home, which I chose to make into mushroom homes for the fairies. The next one is butterflies. And the next one is fairy magic. I like that one with the silhouette. The next one is fairy crown, wings, and a mirror. So we have all three, a fairy crown, wings, and she's looking into a mirror. And this one is just a fairy. And so I have this beautiful little fairy girl looking out the window holding a flower. And we just have two more. So the next one is Fairy Love. Two fairies dancing on the leaves. And the last one that I did was Dream State. I'm sorry about the poor lighting. If you are interested in seeing any of the videos where I created these, you can just look up on my main page and find the videos that say Fairycore. I have not actually done a playlist for them, which is something I should do, but that's how you would find them. So I want to thank you for taking the time to look at these. I appreciate you very much. It's always such a pleasure to have you make a comment and I can reply and we can get to know each other. So I want to thank you so much again. I hope you're having a wonderful day or evening wherever in the world you are. Bye-bye.